Pneumatica Book 1 by Aaron Wilburn and Aaron Knight. The Frank Cole Sequence. Chapter 1, Present Day. Frank Cole pulled the thin leather gloves over his tattooed hands and placed the shades firmly on his face. The HUD sprang up, offering him the option to pick up where he had left off viewing previously. He shook his head and grimaced, but selected the same file. Play file marked James Moore, from the beginning. 6 months ago. I covered the old man with another blanket, then turned to stare out the central window. Acre is beautiful, perhaps the only arcology on the planet that could be said to be peaceful. The internal atrium gives everybody living in the aquaponics tower a gorgeous view of lush woods, fields of flowers, huge terraces of wheat, corn, and rice, each with their own specialized environment, but with energy shielding designed to leave them open to viewing. Getting Pops a space here without either of us contributing to the production cycle took some doing, but the right people owed me a favor. The slightest whirring of very quiet micro-gears alerted me to the presence of the advanced life care bot. The people of Acre don't much take to surrogates or bots, but I am too often on the move to be present for Pops much these days. This bot, in particular, was even more rare. It was run remotely by a human, not a VI. "Hey, Sandra," I said, giving a lopsided grin to the bot's cameras. "How are his vitals?" "Good morning, Frank." The voice that came out of the bot was a gorgeous, melodious alto. Sandra, my favorite operator, had always assured me that she liked to keep things as real as they could be, considering she was speaking through a bot. Still, I just could not understand how Sandra's voice wasn't enhanced. I sometimes had to stop myself from asking meaningless questions, just to catch more of that voice. She would sing to Pop sometimes. They were often meandering melodies, sometimes with no words, but the sound had a powerfully calming effect on him. "David's doing great. His blood pressure is a very nice 99/70. His temperature is 97.9 degrees Fahrenheit, 36.61 degrees Celsius, and his brain waves indicate a solid delta sleep pattern. He's resting very comfortably." "Thank you, Sandra." I normally chat with her more than that, but I couldn't help but drop the conversation thread. The man in the chair under the hand-woven blankets had once been so vital. He had been strong and smart about real living in a way that I hadn't yet found matched by any other human. "I miss him," I grunted. "Do you want me to call you if he has a lucid moment?" Sandra asked, the compassion in her tone evident. "Yes, please. Did he remember you last time?" "It took him a confusing minute or two, but he did. He asked me to sing." "I can't rightly blame him for that. You're a godsend, Sandra. Thank you." "You're welcome, Frank. You and David are my favorite clients, and I just love getting to see Acre. I'm so glad that worked out." "I am too. I think this place is helping him as much as anything I've tried. It kind of reminds me of him. People actually live here. They're not stuck inside. They work with their hands. They grow things. No meta. No surrogates. Hell, not even cars. It's very, very him if any arcology can be." The view caught me up again. Maybe this place would help him hold on to what remained of himself for long enough for me to find something. For whatever reason, the old man's body rejected everything modern technology had to offer. He couldn't take cybernetic neural regulators to help him retain its memory pathways. He couldn't take BioWare to help resolve the neurofibrillary tangles in his brain. He was losing himself bit by bit, and not even nanodocs could remain in his body very long. It's like his whole system rejected this world. "Frank, would you mind doing me a favor?" Sandra's question broke me out of my reverie. "Sure," I replied. "Name it." "When you are on the transport to Dallas and can connect to the meta again, would you be willing to meet me in a holo?" That request caught me off guard. Sandra had always kept things strictly professional and had never indicated any interest in meeting me in a more personal setting before. I turned to look at the bot. "Sure, Sandra. When does your shift inside end?" "At 6 this evening," she replied immediately. "I'll be well on my way by then," I said, and then continued speculatively. "You want to set up the holo, or should I?" "I'll be busy with David right up to the end of my shift. Could you do it, and would you mind shooting me a link once you've got it?" She hesitated, but then added, "Oh, and please make sure it's secure." "Okay, how secure? Is this business or personal?" "It's business for you, personal for me," she added with a rueful smile. "Ah, right then," I said, rubbing the stubble on my cheek. Sandra knew what I did for a living, but had never asked for my particular services before. "As soon as I'm on the road, I'll get a secure space set up and send you the link to the holo." "Thank you, Frank," she said, and for the first time I could recall, her voice took on the weary timbre of sadness and worry.